Welcome to Grung TV, the entertainment hub for news, views, reviews, and gossip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell.
Welcome back to Grung TV. The spotlight is again on Spanish Town Fire Station in St. Catherine after residents of Riverside Park were unable to contact personnel early Thursday morning to alert them to a fire at a woman's house. The woman reportedly saw the front of her house on fire about 2:30. Residents were able to extinguish the blaze. A section of the house as well as a car were damaged. It's not known how the fire started. Gregory Moody, councillor for the Ensom City Division, in which Riverside Park is located, said he had to drive to the fire station to alert the response team. The phone line at the Spanish Town station has been out of service since the 4th of July. On Saturday, a number of businesses on Brunswick Avenue were destroyed by fire after the owners were unable to contact the fire station. Superintendent Patrick Gooden, district officer for the Jamaica Fire Brigade in St. Catherine, said he was advised that calls would be redirected to the Portmore Fire Station and firefighters contacted by their mobile phones. But Mr. Moody believes it is the responsibility of the telecommunications provider to find a solution to the problem, especially when these situations involve essential services whose lines cannot be unavailable, not even a minute. The House of Representatives on Tuesday passed legislation aimed at combating sexual harassment in Jamaica. The Sexual Harassment Protection and Prevention Bill contains provisions for dealing with sexual harassments in the workplace, schools, correctional institutions, place of safety, nursing homes, medical and psychiatric facilities, among other places. Even with the passage of the bill, however, Justice Minister Delroy Chuck was still raising doubts about its effectiveness. In his contributing to the debate on the bill, Mr. Chuck said there was a need to strike a balance, which could pose a challenge to the tribunal hearing complainants in determining which kinds of touch at the workplace are inappropriate. Education Minister Favour Williams said her ministry had already started taking steps to address sexual harassments in schools. With his passage in the lower house, the bill will now go to the Senate. A curfew has now been imposed in sections of Savlamar in Westmoreland. The curfew begins at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, July 14, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Friday, July 16. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North from the intersection of Ricketts Avenue and Rose Street along Rose Street to the intersections of Sigree Street and Hudson Street. East from the intersection of Sigree Street and Hudson Street along Hudson Street to the intersection of Russia Square. South from the intersection of Russia Square along Cook Street to the intersection of Cook Street and Great George Street. West from the intersection of Cook Street and Great George Street along Great George Street to the intersection of Ricketts Avenue and Rose Street. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries of the curfew are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. A curfew has been imposed in Whitfield Town, Kingston 13, effectively 6 p.m. Tuesday, July 13. The curfew will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Thursday, July 15. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows. North along Delacree Road from Walton Park Road and Longard Avenue to Maxfield Avenue. East along Maxfield Avenue from Delacree Road to Spanish Town Road. South along Spanish Town Road from Maxfield Avenue to Walton Park Road and Longard Avenue. West along Walton Park Road, Longard Avenue from Spanish Town Road to Delacree Road. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within the boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless authorized in writing by the ground commander. Detectives attached to the Center of the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse Sh0t are seeking the public's assistance in identifying a woman seen in 2 viral videos circulating on social media recently. The woman, known only as Raquel, was seen in the video assaulting a female believed to be a child. The police are asking anyone with information that can assist in their investigation to contact the Sh0t at 876-926 4079, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. An 8-year-old boy was shot by gunmen in Arnett Garden, St. Andrew on Thursday. Reports are that the child was shot meters away from the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. The child, who was reportedly shot in the head, has reportedly been rushed to the hospital. His condition is still not known. The attack came just hours after residents of the neighboring community of Trenchtown staged a protest in the community, calling for an end to the ongoing violence in the area. A small group of women and children took to the streets of Wilton Gardens, popularly known as Rima, in West Kingston today, calling for an end to the violence and the bloodshed in the community. Rima resident Winston Muir is the most recent victim of gun violence in the community. Muir, who was a chef, was gunned down on 6th Street on Tuesday. According to a report from the police Corporate Communications Unit, Muir, 40, of a East Road address in Kingston 12, was shot dead by unknown assailants about 11:30 p.m. The Denhamton police reported that residents heard explosions and contacted them. One woman, who is said to be an aunt of the deceased man, collapsed at the scene of the protest and was rushed to a medical facility. Gun turn them in a idiot. Gun make una kill people we una love. Bread upon the side here and bread upon the other side. A revenger fight the war, said another protesting resident. She also said because of the ongoing violence, shop has to be closed by 7 p.m., which has been affecting businesses. Up to July 7th, the Kingston Western Police Division has recorded 62 murders since the start of the year. That is a 17% increase when compared to the corresponding period in 2020. St. James last night recorded another 3 murders. Among the victims were 28-year-old disc jockey Sh0t Ever Never Wholeness and his 28-year-old girlfriend Jodian Roberts, a security guard. Shortly after 11:45 p.m., Wholeness and Roberts were on the veranda of their Gordon Crescent home in Granville when 3 men armed with high-powered weapons and handguns reportedly entered their yard and opened fire, hitting them multiple times all over their bodies. In the nearby community of Salt Spring, 31-year-old Radian Brownchop Slowly was also gunned down last night. He was having a meal at his home about 9:15 p.m. when he was pounced upon by armed men who opened fire, hitting him multiple times. Meanwhile, a distraught woman who asked not to be identified said she was a close family member of Robert. She described the murdered woman and her common-law husband as loving and good. A police investigator told her news source that Wholeness was not on the police radar at the time of his death. However, there has been times when he had been under investigation in relation to crimes in Granville. Wholeness and Roberts are the second common-law couple to be murdered in the police area once since the start of the week. In the first incident, 21-year-old Anthony Godfrey and his 19-year-old girlfriend Kristen Brooks were killed at their home in Russia, Westmoreland on Tuesday. The latest murder brings to 85 the number of homicides in St. James since the start of the year. There are currently 2 zones of special operations in the Western Parish, one in Mount Salem and the other in Norwood.